Oh. Good morning, important people of stage. My name is Ethan Griswold. Welcome to presenting the internship. Now, I'm horrible at public speaking, scares the out of me.
Last time I gave a presentation, it was only for 3 of my friends, but I still ended up vomiting 8 seconds in.
But we don't have to worry about that this time, because I've prepared a special video presentation just for you.
When I finally landed an internship, I found myself in good old Collar City, New York. I ended up being hired at New Visions Visual and Performing Arts, VAPA for short. New Visions is a program designed for talented high school seniors interested in pursuing the creative arts into college. My boss was Peg Danner Frank, the head instructor of the program. I sent her an email asking if I could have a job, and she was like, "Yeah, you can totally have a job." Peg has been the teacher at New Visions for over 10 years and is in charge of just about everything in the program. She designed the curriculum and is also the head teacher. New Visions is housed at the Art Center of the Capital Region. Now, let me tell you what I did as an intern.
Every year, the students at New Visions write and record their own album. The tool they use is a program called GarageBand.
Oh, mama, that's a complicated program. Good thing I was there to help.
At the beginning of my semester at New Visions, the students were working on their album module and needed to use GarageBand in order to record some of their parts for some of the songs. None of the students were all that familiar with the program, so one of my very first tasks was to help them get familiar with the software. Once I had shown them some of the basics, like creating tracks, adding software instruments, panning, and some rudimentary mixing techniques, my next project was to show them how to use the Blue Yeti USB microphone. I had to type out a specific set of instructions for the students to use when operating the microphone. It was rewarding to come back and see the students had in fact been able to follow my directions and ended up recording some songs on their own.
Every year, the kids at New Visions also make a movie. And let me tell you, those kids did not know about editing. I showed the kids how to use the program Final Cut Pro. Here it comes! I showed the kids how to do all the fun things you've been seeing in my presentation so far, such as cuts, transitions, special effects, green screen, you name it. I showed it to them.
The students broke into 2 groups to make 2 different short films. One group made a movie on teen pressures and the other made a film on social media. I was asked to supervise this process and help as needed. For the most part, the students grasped the program themselves, but initially needed some crash courses in editing, which, as you can tell, I'm pretty awesome at. This project went on for a few weeks, and it was cool to see a group of students master a complicated program in a short time period and produce 2 movies all on their own. When the album and film projects were buttoned up, Peg told me it was time to think of something else to do with the students. Many of them were interested in learning to play guitar, so every Tuesday I would give guitar lessons to whoever was interested. I was working with students who had basically only ever picked up a guitar once or twice, so I was essentially starting from scratch. I taught the students one of the most basic chord progressions out there, G to C to E minor to D, but it still took a lot of work and time. In the end, most students could play the progression smoothly, which was rewarding to see. I did a bunch of other small things too, like helping Peg grade papers sometimes, ran around getting food and coffee, and occasionally worked as a writing assistant, looking over essays the students would write, giving advice and fixing errors when needed. I did other little odd jobs too, like running around Troy, running various errands, making copies, intern stuff.
Cool. So I'm on location at the Art Center. I'm about to watch some scenes happen.
It must be terrible not to.
What?
Be able to share things.
It is. Walk around where?
I walk around your block a lot.
No, let's stay right here.
It's a very expansive program, very elite. Only about...
Hey, I just wanted to see you for a second, so... What's up?
Hey, Ethan, congratulations. You have been selected by America and the class to win the Intern of the Year award. Thank you.
Oh, I knew I was a good intern. I knew I was pretty good at what I did, but I had no idea I was the best in the country. I mean, America voted, so who am I to question this? This is awesome. This is really good.
I live with this kid, and he's not intern material.
He's an okay intern. He's mediocre. Not the best of the year, though.
I needed some serious skills to pay the bills at New Visions. As a writing major, communication is the name of my game, and that skill was easily the most important. When working with students in a free environment like this, sometimes it can be challenging to get things across how you want. This is where I think my skills as a writer and communicator really shine through. When teaching anybody anything, you have to give directions, and giving directions is a difficult thing to do. When I taught GarageBand and Final Cut Pro, I had to explain something that I knew very well to people who had never even opened the program before. I had to put concepts and rules that I memorized in my head on paper, and I had to talk the students through complicated procedures that were already easy to me. Writing skills also came in handy when I would look over and grade papers. Peg expected me to know what I was doing when helping students with their work, and if I wasn't a solid writer, I wouldn't have been equipped to help the students become better writers themselves. I also had to manage my time and help the students manage their time. The aim of the program is to prepare the students for going to college in a creative field, and one of the major parts of college is learning to successfully manage your time. Through my various writing classes at Sage, I've been much better at putting my ideas into words, which is exactly what was needed in New Visions. After the New Visions internship, I have a newfound appreciation for teachers. I learned about what it's like to set up lessons, how to create projects, and really just more about how to deal with students and communicate more effectively in general. The students did many group-based projects and things that couldn't be completed overnight, like the album and film, which inspired me to pursue my long-term creative projects. I became a better writer, a better communicator, and a better listener throughout my time at the New Visions internship. I'll miss the kids. They were a great creative bunch to work with. The internship was a great opportunity to see what the world of technical assistance was like, and gave me a lot of insight as to what happens behind the scenes in the world of creative education. I'll take the skills I honed at New Visions and hopefully apply them to a career of my own someday.